Now, your report writing question. Your report writing question can come from different areas. A lot of people do not know that report writing is not just about graph. There are other things that can come in as your report writing question. So now let's look at some of the areas your report writing question can be drawn from. It can be a bar chart, a pie chart, a table, oops, a line graph. It could be histogram. It can be infographic. It can be design or plan or map. Then it can as well be pictograph. These are different areas your question can come from. Your report writing question can come from. So let's look at bar charts. You know what bar chart is? What makes a bar chart? When the bars are on their own, they lean on each other. Okay, you're very sure. Hmm? Bar charts are always independent. They stand on their own. Bar charts. Every bar stays on its own, right? That's bar charts. Your bar chart could be horizontally arranged or vertically arranged, right? For bar charts, there must be the different axes. Is that correct? So it's either you have this is the y-axis and here is your x-axis. In most cases, the y-axis is usually for units of measurement. Is that correct? Then the x-axis is where you are talking about periods, maybe months, or number of items. It depends. Is that correct? Now there is another one that looks pretty much like bar chart, but it's not bar chart. What do we call that? Bar chart is clear. Histogram. Histogram bars. Do you understand? So a lot of people usually have this confusion as regards whether histograms are same as bar charts. Right, fine. So you're familiar with all of these guys. So you need to, people need to understand that histograms come by way of leaning on each other. The bars are leaned to each other. But bar charts are usually separated. They don't. It's not called bar chart. That's advanced. That's for engineering or statisticians, or not for us. IELTS we treat either the simple bar charts or simple histogram. If we want to treat complicated bar charts or histograms, then it will be the one that will have the positive and negatives. So you have up and down. Yep. So you're talking about what happened last year, whereas in this country, theirs had negative. Do you understand? Okay, so bar charts and histograms are clear, right? Now let's look at pie charts. Pie charts are more like donuts with different segments. I use pizza as a simple illustration. You know, pizza, it comes in a circular shape with different, right? So that's what pie chart looks like. For pie charts, you would have the different segments can be color coded. And then each segment will come with its own percentage. Is that correct? So it might be a dual or dual pie chart. Yes, representing two different periods, years. So if the first one is for 1960 and the second one is for 2006, you are now meant to compare each, because the different segments will be replicated in the second one, right? But now recorded in different environments, different periods, right? So the first period, 1960, for instance, maybe the consumption of pizza was at maybe 15%, whereas in the year 2006, maybe people are now eating a lot of pizza. Do you understand? So you keep comparing the two. Now let's look at table. Table has to do with rows and columns with data, headings or items and their years and value. That's rates, right? Now line graph, what is it about? Over time, how things were either increasing or declining we're using lines, different kinds of lines, different types of lines, not usually one. If there are like 3 items, you have 3 lines, but the 3 lines are usually in X and Y axis. So maybe you would have a line. Let's assume this is one line. Let's assume here is another. Then maybe the third one starts at this point, moves up, and then declines. The difference would be perhaps this one has long lines. Then this one may have shorter lines. Then this would have something like dotted lines. So the difference? The 3 lines. So you can consider this one as a long broken lines, right? This is a short broken line, and this you can consider as what? Dotted lines, right? But then you would also realize that there will be units of measurement. So now, for you to talk about what happened at this point, you want to trace it down to the bring it down to the particular year, right? Okay, now let's look at what, how did you, all right, yeah, is more like a combination of different charts. You can have, you can have the table as one question. I'm using the table data. It can also be the pictorial representation alongside maybe two different items. But all you need to do is you must always use the first one and the second one to give you. Then design is right. You can have two building or newly innovated version, right? Was the facilities that was in the first transformed, right? In the current version. Pictograph, you know what it is? The use of pictures. It could be a picture, talk about just this will be used to represent, have this, you know. They can use pictures like this. Now, when this is given a pie to talk about something like a male, maybe perhaps 70, the female is 27%. Rate males, employment rate of females. So they keep giving you all of those. These are the different areas your question can be drawn from